Problems come with the package. And what package am I talking about? What you mean problems come with the package? Life. We make a very crucial error in thinking that we're supposed to coast through this thing. Truth be told, there are a lot of people who have actually been through some things, but they still come off like as if things can't happen to you in your life. All of the billions of people that are on the planet, man, you know, you live long enough, there's no one who's not going to experience their share of hardships, their share of trials, their share of problems. It's just destined to happen. It's gonna happen. You're gonna go through struggles. And so when I say problems are part of the package, it comes with it. And the expectancy of a problem, the mindset of knowing in your heart that something can happen, I think gives you an advantage in terms of dealing with it a little bit better. If you are 16 years old, it's like being in a relationship. You just started to experience that. You have no prior experience with being in that situation. The first time a relationship problem scenario hits you, you don't take it so well. You don't know how to deal with it because it's new to you. You're a novice. You've never been through it. So it might affect you a little different. It might hurt a little bit more, crush you in a way that it may not crush you later on in life after you kind of experience some things. So now once you've been through a few things, now you kind of are aware of the possibilities of certain things that can happen. Not that you necessarily expect it, but you have it in your mind like, okay, this is what could possibly come along with that if I give myself over. And you can still be blindsided, don't get me wrong, but you can deal with it a lot better than if you just have never even conceived the thought that something can happen. So as life goes on and you start to deal with certain things, whether it's financial problems, whether it's, like I say, relationship problems, issues on the job, whatever it is, you got to understand that all that comes in the package of life. This conversation is basically, in my opinion, laid out to try to equip us with the mental fortitude to understand that, man, you're not going to coast through this thing unscratched, unscathed. You're gonna take some hits. But it's not about the hits that you take. It's about how you deal with the hits that you take. Get your head clear, man, and get back in the fight, because I'm just one of those people who I preach the notion of quitting and giving up is not optional. That's not on the sheet. When you look at the sheet of all the things that you can do in life, okay, I can do this, I can do that, I can do that, I can do that. If I'm the one that handed you that sheet, you're never going to see quitting or giving up as one of the boxes that you can check. If you are 35 or 40 years old, that means that you're young, but you've been on the planet a nice amount of years, enough to know and have to understand the ups and downs and the obstacles that life can take us through. You should have enough experience to know. And a lot of times we get so caught up in whining and crying and breaking down about our problems that we fail to process it and work through the problems and learn from the problem. See, if you learn from the problem, then a lot of times that protects and possibly prevents you from, at the very least, going through that same problem again. Something new might hit you, but you want to make sure that that one don't hit you no more. But it's hard for people to compartmentalize those situations and go and become solution oriented when dealing with a problem, because what prevents us from jumping straight into solution mode at the impact of the problem, what prevents us from doing that is our emotions. We get emotionally wrecked by a problem, and the emotions cloud and distort our ability to process and go into correction mode, go into fix mode. And that is, in my opinion, that's a character trait. That's a character trait that some people have and some people don't. You got friends and family, and you just know people that the slightest thing that happens, man, they just fall apart. There's something about their character that they don't process or deal with. They don't handle situations well. And so if it's really a pressure situation, you ain't got a chance. And those are the people, you can love them to death. You can have friends and family like that, but those are the friends and family and the kind of people that you, as the logical thinking one, you don't never want to be in a bad situation with those kind of people. It's like, their panic can impose itself on you. Not that it will make you panic, but it can distract you from being able to concentrate on the solution because they freaking out and you trying to, hey man, and you can't lock in on getting us out the problem. So it's so many layers to this whole thing, but we got to understand that problems come with the package. Prevention, planning to prevent certain things mentally as well as physically and materially. Well, I'm thinking about mentally preparing yourself for the thought that something could come based on what it is that you are involved in. I don't care if it's something as simple as having a job. So you say, okay, today, yeah, I got a job, man. I'm glad to have this job. I've been on this job for 2 years. I've been really well, and I like my job. But also having it in your mind but I understand that at any minute, something could happen, and it's possible that I could lose this job. Not being naive to feel like, my supervisor love me. I come in late sometimes, he don't even say he cool, man. My manager cool. That don't mean nothing. Or it might mean something. You might be absolutely right. You may be irreplaceable in terms of that job that you're working on. Everything you say might be true. But you should still always have your mind fixed that at any minute, this could all change. So if that day comes, the shock won't hit you so heavy and you won't be in a state of being unprepared. We have to be not happy that you're going through the trial, be happy that you are still in a capacity that will allow you to actually work your way out of it and fix it.